Hi, welcome to Module 4, Part 5, Teaching in Homelessness. So, if your heartstrings haven't been tugged by now, they are going to be tugged now. And when we think about teaching and working with families in homelessness, I share some demographic information, percentages of homeless children who've been exposed to violent events, their physical health, mental health, academic performances being delayed because of their homelessness. And I want you to keep in mind, please keep in mind that this is not the children's fault. I know you probably already know that, but I want to state it and I'll restate it. It's not the children's fault. And so those of us that are working with children, sometimes we may feel the need to take it out on that child, which is so inappropriate, but it's kind of natural when the child is acting out, or when the child smells bad, or when the child is maybe takes something from another child, which is wrong, and we go, how can that child do this? That we sometimes our compassion gets clouded by what we deem as appropriate behavior. But keep in mind that a child who is living on the streets is totally working as in survival mode. And so our approach with this child is going to be dramatically different. Keep in mind equity. What boxes are we going to provide for the children who come to us who are homeless? And how are we going to invite conversations with their parents? In this in this module, I want you to pay close attention to the frustrations. We are going to be frustrated. Students may act negatively towards the child who's homeless. He doesn't smell good, or his hair is a mess, or maybe he's dirty. So what are we going to do to invite camaraderie in our classrooms? How are we going to embrace that child even when we know that he might not be with us for the entire semester or the entire school year? It's really important that we assess their needs, that we provide the student with a buddy so that the child who is coming into our classroom from homelessness may not have a lot of friendships outside of the, the classroom, does have that friend. Routines are really good, and resources, providing resources for the families. What kind of resources can they have to extend their day-to-day resources? Reach out to the parents. They may be reluctant in some cases to have conversations with you, maybe out of shame, maybe out of fear, maybe out of ignorance, but reaching out to them and continue to reach out to them to keep the child as a center of your conversations. Checking in with the students, providing something like a pencil may seem insignificant in the grand scheme of life, but it may mean everything to that child. Know that the child might not know how to play, might not have resources outside of the classroom. So if you have an assignment that you want the child to do, those of you who are teaching in grade school, elementary, and secondary education, they might not have the resources necessary to complete assignments. Provide the students with necessary supplies, and know that they may not be able to return some of the supplies if things go home, because if they are living out of a backpack, imagine how easily things can get lost. So I've given you some resources to look at, what might be frustrations for teachers, most frustrations for students, and some ways to assist our families in need.